tonight is all about acupuncture, and we have an expert, Sir Andrew, who will be talking to us about this service and what it does for our body. So yan. Let me just share the slide so Andrew can start with his talk. All right, Sir Andrew, take it away.
Hindi na pwedeng laksan.
What it does for our body. So yan. Let me just share the slide so Andrew can start with his talk. We're live already. You can start na po with this with your slide.
Okay. Hello guys. Can you hear me?
Yes po.
Can you hear me?
Yes
Hello?
po, loud and clear.
Okay. What you're seeing now what you're seeing now is the antiquated acupuncture needles. Mostly, these are made of stones, sharpened stones. They might be sticks or bamboo made of wood, some other materials, bones, particularly the last one, that's a bone. And that's the one that's being inserted into the acupuncture points. Okay, can we go to the next slide, please? What is the background of TCM? TCM is based on modernized, westernized now compared to the beginning 4,000 years ago. So for the next slide, you will see these are now the new needles that are being used. We have gone far away from the usual stones and sticks that were inserted under the skin. Now we have stainless steel and disposable. We do not reuse them anymore. It's a one-time use needle. It is made of stainless steel. Now it comes in color. In contemporary times, right after the pandemic, we now have more colors. Okay? You might be wondering, what is the size of these needles? These needles, these acupuncture needles, would depend on the area of the body to which it is going to be inserted. Like the smallest one, there's even a smaller one than what is being pictured. There is such a thing as a baby needle, and it is being used for facial acupuncture. The needles that you see now, for example, the syringe, medical syringe, that can accommodate as far as 5, 6, or 8 acupuncture needles. So you can see that acupuncture needles that are being used nowadays are smaller than the hair. Okay, next. Acupuncture is only one of the modalities of traditional Chinese medicine. Traditional Chinese medicine comes from the philosophical thought of Confucius and Lao Tzu, or Taoism. So more or less, these are their core values. So Confucianism would have something to do with filial piety or respect for ancestors. Very crucial is the focus on humanity, on the personhood. And Confucianism also focuses on the ritual. They have this modicum of rituals for respect for manners, decorum, hierarchy, status, much like the Spaniards when they came over and conquered the Philippines. They have been more strict with regards to behavior. For Taoism, the core value is nature is sacred. That's why they have a great respect for the environment. If nature is sacred, do not improve it. If you change it, then you ruin it. If you hold it, then you lose it. So with these two philosophical thoughts, all the traditional Chinese medicine were brought about. That's why for acupuncture, it is crucial to be with respect to the patient. Bedside manners for acupuncture is much emphasized. Way back 1100 to 20 BC, the Emperor Huang Dinei already captured in documents the Medicare or medical procedures that they are using. It has already summarized the practices and cases of TCM. Way back, they already have developed their anatomy and physiology. They have developed medical instruments and tools for and usage of herbs, and even the burning of herbs for treatment. Next. Why has acupuncture developed in the West or in the US in particular? One story, true story, I think I'd say, was when James Reston, part of the media entourage that went with Henry Kissinger so that they can prepare for the state visit of Nixon, had an attack of appendicitis and had to be operated on. And while recovering, he had some bleedings. And because of this, he had to go back to the hospital and was then introduced to acupuncture. Because within 2 to 3 hours that he was having pains because of the operation, acupuncture was used on him. And he was really surprised because his recovery was very rapid. And he was able to catch up with the rest of the entourage covering the state visit. And when he went back to the US, he made a particular article and made the story about his recovery because of acupuncture. Now you would be asking, the acceptance of acupuncture in 1989, the World Health Organization already recognized the effectivity and the efficacy of acupuncture, almost saying that medical issues can be addressed by acupuncture, to the extent that even cancer therapy is being supported by acupuncture. How? It lessens the side effects of cancer, particularly radiation or dizziness, nausea of the patients exposed to radiation or chemotherapy, and also reducing the baldness, taking care not to make the patient really bald. Locally, TCM modality excuse me, also ventured into herbology, going back to the Spanish times. When the Spaniards came to conquer the Philippines, the practice of herbology in the Philippines is already very extensive. That's why we call them arbolario. And the Spaniards and the clerics find that our albulario are practicing also animism, are also practicing spiritism. That's why they tried to outlaw it. Okay. With TCM, there is already also moxa or moxibustion. Moxa comes from the word of mugwort. It's a kind of herb that is burned and rolled into like a cigarette into a stick, and then burned and poured over and pointed over the wound of the patient. What you see here is the old version of ventosa. Can we go back, please? Okay. This one, they're using bamboo. And the effect of that bamboo is this one on the male patient. Okay. But nowadays, the finding is that using the tradition of ventosa or burning is quite unhygienic because the bamboo caps cannot be sterilized. Otherwise, there is rapid deterioration. So nowadays, can we go to the next, please? Nowadays, we're using glass. What you see here are more traditional uses of moxa. The one on the black. Can we go back, please? Okay, thank you. The one you see here in the moxa, that's a ginger under the moxa item. Okay, it is burned so that the heat can push the effect of the ginger onto the patient. It's not just anywhere that these are placed. There is a reading on the part of the body where it should be placed, so that if the complaint of the patient has something to do with this particular area of the body, then a certain acupuncture point is utilized or is located, and that is where they place the moxa. Now, you might say, oh, all of these things might just be placebo, or just might be in the idea of the patient that is getting well. But as you can see, this puppy has been, a moxa has been applied on the eye of the puppy because the puppy had a sty. Kuliti. Okay? And they use the moxa on the eye of the puppy. Okay? Next, please. And these are the newer versions of moxa. Now they're being used. They're now using the plastics and metal. That's where they put the Moxa Sticks so that it will lessen the burning. Okay? Oh, it has been upgraded. It has leveled up. Next, please. This is what I was telling you about the glass. Since they find that bamboo cups are unhygienic, they have now evolved into using glass. The old way, or the traditional way of our albularyo, we're using the thick glass, yung drinking glass that they use in the Chinese restaurant, the thick one. That's how they use it, using candle and using cotton balls dipped in alcohol, and then it is being applied on the back of the patient. But this causes some burning because there has to be some timing in using the flame and the glass. And when it is applied on the back of the patient, some scalding, some burning is caused by it. So now what they're using is, can we go to the next one? So what they're using now is vacuum. The glass is applied on the back of the patient, and then a vacuum tool is used to take out the vacuum so that the glass is suctioned into the skin of the patient. So you might be wondering, can we go back, please? Now you might be wondering, why are there changes in the skin of the patient? It's because blood is being sucked out through the glass. So that includes sweat, that includes possibly the toxin under the skin, and it is being suctioned out of the body through the skin. Okay, next. Tuina is a TCM modality. It is a kind of massage where the skin is being rolled. Okay. The usual practice of massage is usually kneading or tapping. But Tuina Chinese massage uses the twirling of the skin or rolling the skin. It is usually applied on children, especially if children have their problems. It's very effective on children. Okay, next. One TCM modality also is the practice of exercise. So we have Tai Chi, we have Qigong. More or less, they are into versions of yoga also. These are meditative movements. These are very slow movements. You might find it funny when you go into Tai Chi or Qigong that is so very slowly, but the effect is quite effective. Okay, can we go next? Another TCM modality is their impact on diet and nutrition. Our Filipino recipe has been influenced already by Chinese way of cooking. That's why we have kinchay when using pancit. And we were introduced into noodles also because of Chinese influence. They are more into greens. They are more into root crops. Okay, next. Now we come to the meat of the TCM module. This is acupuncture. What we're showing now is locating the point. Locating the point is very particular because it's not just anywhere that you apply or you insert or you puncture the needle. This one is very specific. That point that has been selected takes care of issues from the belly button and up. Okay. And once the needle has been inserted, it is manipulated. For how long? Just for a few seconds, for just a few twirls. And that's it. Okay, next. This is acupuncture used on the ear. So you might say, are they inserted through and through? No way. These needles are inserted very lightly, just enough to penetrate the brittleness of the ear. This ear acupuncture takes care of addiction and some issues of liver, kidney, and even the heart or even the stomach, or even anxiety, or even depression, or even asthma. On the right side, we have the cosmetic acupuncture. So this takes out or erase all frown lines. Can we go to the next one? These are needles applied on the back. So it's not just anywhere. So not just anybody can use the needles and apply it on their body. It is also applied on the stomach, particularly for infertility, particularly for male, for impotence, for erectile dysfunction, for stomach issues. Okay, next. Okay, sabi nga ng SM staff, happy to soak. And that's it, guys.